Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if it's your first time here, then I'm so happy you're here. My name is Becca. It's a great video for you to join me because I am giving you all of my recommendations for skincare, body care, hair care, and fragrance in the Sephora Spring Savings event. I've already posted part 1, which includes all of my makeup recommendations, so I will link that video below, along with all of the sale information, the discount information, the discount code, and links to everything below. My hope with this video and all of my Sephora shopping guides is to make shopping a little bit less overwhelming. I like to break things down by ingredient, by step, and order of use so that I can help demystify what can oftentimes be an overwhelming experience because we have so many options, which is a good problem to have, but I do hope that I can help demystify some of your decisions and help you make good decisions when it comes to shopping. Some years I like to do recent favorites that I've discovered in the last year. This year I'm doing an all-round Sephora favorites, so not just new releases, but things that I've used in my life for a long time that have stood the test of time, as well as new discoveries. I'm going to start with skincare, and for a bit of background, my skin type is oily combo. I'm definitely oilier in the summer, so I can feel myself getting a little oilier, but I'm normal everywhere else. And I also am 32 years old, so I like to think about aging gracefully. And I also like to think about fading pigmentation, battling the sun, the elements, all of that good stuff. But I do have recommendations in here for every skin type, as well as recommendations for people of every age. So I'm gonna go in order of application, break things down by skincare step. Let's get into it, starting with cleansers. A first cleanser that I think is a universal crowd pleaser is the Paula's Choice Omega Plus Complex Cleansing Balm. You'll see a lot of Paula's Choice in this list, I'm just warning you now. They make great formulas. They're very thoughtfully formulated for a lot of different skin types. This is fragrance-free, which makes it a great option for the most sensitive skins to non-sensitive skins. It breaks down makeup, it breaks down SPF, and it rinses clean without stripping your skin or leaving a film behind. I really hate when cleansing balms leave behind an oily film. This doesn't do that at all. In fact, I feel like it helps soften the skin and prepare the skin for everything that comes next. I also love that it comes in a tube. I travel with it a lot for that reason, and I've gone through like 3 or 4 of these. If you're more of a cleansing oil type, I really love the Mara Algae Enzyme Cleansing Oil. So Mara is newer at Sephora. They just came into Sephora a couple of months ago, so this is the first savings event that they're included. The brand's hero ingredients are algae and I think moringa oil as well. So you'll see that in their ingredients list. This is a beautiful cleansing oil. Again, it breaks everything down, melts away makeup, melts away SPF, rinses clean, doesn't leave a film behind. Very important to me. This has more of like a luxurious feeling. It has a glass bottle with a pump, makes it easy to use and keep by the sink. It's just a really nice cleansing oil. And then for cleansers or second cleansers or morning cleansers, I have 2 old favorites. The first is the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser. I've used this since I was like 15, so it's been a long time. I find it to be great for cleansing the skin thoroughly without stripping it. It doesn't leave your skin feeling squeaky clean or dried out. It's actually hydrating while you cleanse. It has a really lovely cucumber scent to it as you're cleansing, but it's also very, very gentle on the skin. So this is a favorite, and another favorite that I think oily skins and normal skins especially will love is the Superfood Cleanser from Youth to the People. This is one of their best sellers with good reason. It's a slightly thinner gel consistency. It's a little bit more watery, and so it actually foams up a little bit, whereas the fresh one doesn't really. That helps with creating a really thorough cleanse, especially if you're oily or you wear a lot of makeup, a lot of sunscreen. I feel like I'm getting a more thorough cleanse without stripping the skin, again, which is really important to me. So those are my favorite cleansers. To me, cleansers are a very functional skincare step. I do like a luxurious experience in my skincare, as you'll see, but I really pick cleansers based on how well they do their job. Let's get into vitamin C. Vitamin C is a product that I like to use every morning directly after cleansing. So I dry my face and then I go in with my vitamin C. My long-term favorite, the product that I've used forever, is the Paula's Choice C15 Super Booster. This is a 15% L-ascorbic acid vitamin C. L-ascorbic acid is the most potent form of vitamin C, so it's going to really help in terms of fading pigmentation, giving you a beautiful glow. It adds a lot of radiance and clarity to the skin. And it also provides antioxidant protection, which works really nicely in conjunction with SPF. That's why I use it in the morning. So this is a very watery serum. I just use one pipette of it and I just kind of pat it into my skin in the morning right after cleansing. I know not everyone can tolerate L-ascorbic acid. These tend to be formulated at a slightly lower pH, but I do have an option for sensitive skins and it's equally good, honestly. So this is the Summer Friday CC Me Serum, and this is a vitamin C derivative, but it also is housed in this beautiful hydrating serum formula. So it's kind of like an all-rounder. You get your vitamin C as well as your hydration, whereas this vitamin C is more vitamin C straight up. I would go in with an additional hydrating step after it. This is more of your all-rounder. So this is kind of like a gel serum. It's a very bouncy serum. And even though it's a vitamin C derivative, I still find it to be super effective in terms of battling pigmentation, adding hydration, and creating a really nice glow and radiance in the skin. If you want an even more all-rounder, Paula's Choice recently came out with their C5 Super Boost Moisturizer, I think last year. So this has a vitamin C derivative in a lotion form. So you get a really lovely lotion consistency. It's lightweight, it sinks in quickly. If you are someone that really just wants like one step and that's it in the morning, I would go for this because you get the vitamin C, you get the antioxidants, you get the moisture, just top it with SPF and you're good to go. Next, I'm going to get into my actives. So these are my acids, my retinols, my AHAs, my BHAs, my PHAs. I know there are a lot of terms, so I'm gonna break it down for you by ingredient. So I'm going to start with the hydroxy acids. These are your chemical exfoliants, and this is what will help with skin texture, with skin turnover, fading pigmentation, and helping control oiliness. My favorite all-rounders and a product I've used for many, many years is the Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Universal Daily Peel Pads. So these are a two-step pad. You get one side with the exfoliant, and you take the pad and you swipe it over your skin. This will give you very good direction, so you won't be confused. You wait a couple of minutes, let that do its work, and then you go in with a neutralizing step, step 2, to sort of stop the activity, and it also kind of calms and hydrates the skin. I just love these because they're so well balanced and they're so well formulated. My skin can't always tolerate glycolic acid straight up, which is an AHA. It's amazing for retexturing, but I need it to be balanced with other things to get the full benefit of it. So this includes AHAs and a little bit of salicylic acid, which is your BHA. It does all of that for you. It balances it out. And it comes in 3 formulas. There's a gentle, a universal, and an extra strength. I go between gentle and normal, but I've used the extra strength as well, and it's also great. Every morning after I use these, I wake up with just really even, glowy, smooth skin. If you're oily like I am, or I can be, especially in the summer, this is an old school classic and it just does the job for me. So this is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. I just take a few drops of this on a cotton round and I use it around my most oily areas. And if you have clogged pores, if you have blackheads, this is a perfect product for that because BHA is oil soluble, whereas AHAs are not. So this means it's going to get deeper into the pore and help you control oil production from within. I also love this to alternate with my retinoids. I do use retinoids, so I find that I'm able to like target treat without having to apply this all over the face, for example. So I'll do my retinoids, I'll take a night off, and then I'll do something like this or this, take a night off, and then do my retinoids. It's a good way of just making sure you're not harming your skin barrier and that you're not overdoing it with any one product. I have a newer product I've really been liking for pigmentation. So if you're someone with sunspots or you get some pigmentation that's lingering after breakouts, that happens to me all the time, you might want to try this. This is the Pharmacy Brighten Up 3% TXA Dark Spot Toner. It has azelaic acid and PHA. It's a gentler chemical exfoliant, but the main ingredient in this is tranexamic acid, and that's really going to help break down that super stubborn pigmentation. So you can apply this with fingers or take it onto a cotton round and pat it in areas where you need it. It's a little bit gentler of an exfoliant, but with all of these, you want to make sure you're wearing adequate sun protection because these do make your skin a little bit more photosensitive than it is normally. All right, let's talk retinol. I know retinol can be a little bit intimidating if you've never used it, but I have a retinol for everybody, whether you're a beginner or you're super advanced. If it's your first time using a retinol, I would say just take it low and slow, meaning low concentration and slow incorporation. So try it out maybe 1 to 2 times a week, see how you're doing. If there's any irritation, wear sunscreen. A great place to start, I think, is with the Paula's Choice retinols. This is actually the 1% retinol, but there's a step below this that's a 0.3% with bakuchiol. And it's a great starter retinol because it's not going to be too irritating, not going to be too strong. It's a low concentration, and all of the retinols come in lotion form. So it's one step. You don't need to add anything else. You don't need to worry about what step you're adding it in your skincare. It's just cleanse, add the retinol, and then you're done. A step up from that in concentration is also the 1% retinol. And again, I think even though this is 1% and it's a higher strength, they're so well formulated and it comes in that lotion formula that they're fantastic. This was actually Sean's first retinol and he never had any irritation with it. This is an empty now. And he has sensitive skin. So I think it's a testament to the Paula's Choice formulas. Another beginner to intermediate retinol, I think, is the Summer Fridays Midnight Ritual Retinol Renewal Serum. This is a newer release. I don't think they've shared the exact concentration of this, but it is very gentle. And like the Paula's Choice retinol, it comes in lotion form. So this is just one step and then you're done. You can see it really melts into the skin. You can add another moisturizer if you want, but it's certainly moisturizing enough on its own, I think. It just depends if you like extra moisture. To me, this is a really well-balanced formula. I think there may also be squalane in this. It has that nice slip. It's very elegant, a great place to start as well. If you have dry skin, you may want to consider a retinol oil. So Mara has a beautiful face oil formula. They have their universal face oil as well as a face oil with retinol in it. And the reason why I recommend that for beginners or for sensitive skin is that the oil will really help buffer some of the potentially irritating effects of retinol. I know not everyone can tolerate it, but sometimes it depends on what you pair it with and making sure that you are supporting your skin barrier, and an oil will really help you do that. So that's another option as well. If you are feeling advanced or you've used retinol for a long time, you know you can tolerate it, the Youth to the People Retinol and Niacinamide Youth Serum is a great option. So retinol is a step up in terms of potency to retinol. I really like this formula because it's balanced with niacinamide, so it's going to help you with brightness and control oil production. And this is a serum step. So you would apply this after cleansing and then maybe top it off with a moisturizer. So again, another really robust, well-rounded formula. So that is it for the actives. We've covered acids, we've covered retinols. Now I'm going to get into hydrators like serums, toners, essences, all of that good stuff that to me is a little bit more about skintertainment. It's more about that feeling of skincare and that indulgence of skincare rather than the heavy lifters, which are the actives that I just mentioned. So you're going to see a lot of different types of formulas included next. Let's start with hydrating toners, mists, and essences. One of my most reparative products and a product that I always have on hand is the Tower 28 SOS mist. So this is a hypochlorous acid mist. That sounds scary, but it's not. It's actually a really calming ingredient. So if you have any redness, irritation, dermatitis, eczema, this is a really, really great option. It's just hypochlorous acid. There's nothing else in it. There's no fragrance. You spray it on the affected area, let it sink in, and it does a great job of soothing the skin. I have a really sensitive neck area. In fact, I have some redness here now, and I always spray this on that area to help calm it. I also bring it with me when I'm traveling. If I'm going to have any potential flare-ups, I just know that I can count on this. If you like a milky toner, a milky essence, something that's a little bit creamy but still fluid, I have a product that I think really flies under the radar, and that's the Paula's Choice Advanced Replenishing Toner. So it's called a toner, but it has the bounce and body of an essence, and it's really milky and creamy as well. So I think you can see on my hand, there's that creaminess, and you can definitely see it in person. It's hydrating, but it's also soothing and calming. There's hyaluronic acid, and I find that a milky toner rather than a watery toner can just add a little bit more oomph, a little bit more body, and a little bit more moisture. This also has some brightening ingredients like licorice root extract. It's a really beautiful, well-rounded formula. Now we're gonna get into luxury, and no one does luxury like Sorwasu. If you're not familiar with Sorwasu, they're a luxury Korean skincare brand, and they use hanbang ingredients, which are traditional Korean herbal ingredients. If you're familiar with the scent of ginseng or jujube, they use a lot of ingredients like that, so it evokes that gorgeous botanical scent. This is a limited edition bottle of their First Care Activating Serum, and I've gone through countless bottles of this. Sorwasu is expensive, it's luxurious, but that discount does go far. So this is called a First Care Activating Toner because it comes out as a gel formula. It's very runny, and the second you touch it, it becomes like liquid. So this is actually meant to be used directly after cleansing to help prepare the skin for everything else that comes after. It's just so fresh and herbal and relaxing to me. I love it. I find with all Sorwasu products that they are extremely brightening, they're plumping, they create a lot of glow and radiance and clarity in my skin. They're not the most active formulas, but something about the botanicals they use, it all really agrees with my skin. And I also like the experiential quality of Sorwasu skincare. So you are going to see a lot of them on this list. The other essence that I've been loving is the Fresh Kombucha Facial Treatment Essence. This uses kombucha, you get antioxidants, and this is a slightly more viscous, bouncy, rich essence. My skin responds really well to light layers of hydration rather than a lot of thick, heavy creams. So that's how I like to use skincare. I think you'll see that in my choices. The essence is a little bit richer and bouncier, so I think it's gonna work for a lot of different skin types, and you can use multiple skins of this as well if you have dry skin. Moving on to serums, I have a serum that I just recently emptied and I'm depressed. This is the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. You won't see it here, but this is a bi-phase serum, meaning that there are watery ingredients that sit on the bottom and some oils that sit on the top, and you mix it up and it comes out as a very fluid consistency. It's very watery, almost to the point where I found myself using it kind of like an essence or a toner because it gives you that splashy hydration, but because it is bi-phase and there are oils in it, it gives you long-lasting moisture as well. I used it during the day under makeup. It looked beautiful under makeup. I mean, Merit is a makeup company, so it makes sense that it looks good under makeup. But I also used it in the evening because I found it really soothing and hydrating for the skin. It held moisture in really well, and it was a beautiful layering step. I would definitely repurchase this again. If your skin can't tolerate retinoids, which is totally fine, it's not for everybody, the Paula's Choice Pro Collagen Multi-Peptide Booster is a fantastic option. So peptides, different peptides do different things. They do help with anti-aging or aging well, aging gracefully overall. This comes as like a hydrating serum formula. So you get the pipette, you can see it has a bit of a milky texture as well. And this is also super, super hydrating. It's really comfortable on the skin. It layers really well under moisturizer, under SPF, under makeup, and I find it actually really cocoons the skin nicely. It's not a watery serum. It has a bit of bounce and it adds that bounciness to the skin. Here's a package that I find really cute. It's Skintertainment, but this is also a powerhouse powerhouse formula. So this is the Laneige Water Bank Blue Hyaluronic Serum. There's a serum and a moisturizer in this line. I'll talk about the moisturizer in a bit. So you just twist the cap and the pump comes up. It's super cute. This is actually a formula that really surprised me. I mean, they market it as a hydrating serum, but it also includes peptides, it includes algae, and so you're going to get that kind of really well-rounded, balanced formula. It also has green tea in it, so you get some antioxidants. I think it's it undersells itself in the formula because it is a powerhouse, and you can see that it's a richer gel. So it gives me long-term moisture. It doesn't just evaporate off the skin. I find that it actually really does cocoon the skin, and it really soothes the skin as well. And then I had to do it. I'm including this Howasu Concentrated Ginseng Renewing Serum. This, the star ingredient is obviously ginseng. It smells like ginseng. This serum makes my skin so plumped up, so refined. It feels like my skin is really clear and translucent. It's a stiff gel formula, and I find that it really acts as like a shield at night because it is a richer formula, especially when I top it with moisturizer. It stays on the skin overnight, and I just wake up with glowy skin. I can't describe it. Oh, again, Howasu is experiential. It's more of that luxury skincare moment. So it is about the experience and not just about the ingredients, but it has results. I do feel like my skin is just firmer and more robust when I use this. Finally, I'm going to talk about moisturizers, starting with some lighter textures and getting into the richer textures. This is a product that is skintertainment, but it also delivers on results. So this is the Innisfree Dewy Glow Jelly Cream. This is such an interesting texture. First of all, looks like this. It is like a clear jello in the jar, and it's stiff. It like holds its form. So you're gonna scoop out a little bit, and then it looks like that, and then it just turns into the most beautifully hydrating gel formula. So if you like a gel cream, or you live in a humid climate, you need something lighter but with deep hydration, this is the one for you. Innisfree also has a great price point. Innisfree, Laneige, and Howasu are all under the Amore Pacific Corporation. That's their parent company. So Innisfree is on the lower end price point wise, Laneige is midpoint, and then Howasu is luxury. But again, this is just such a lovely formula, and I think even dry skins would love this as a hydrating step because it does add a lot of juiciness to the skin. So then I have the Laneige Water Bank Blue Hyaluronic Cream Moisturizer. This is the sister product to the serum. This is a classic cream. It comes in a jar, and it's a lotion consistency. This surprised me because it looks rich in the jar, but the texture of it is actually really nice. I'm wearing it today under makeup, and it's a classic cream, but it sinks in quickly. It's not too heavy. I think this is going to be a crowd pleaser for many because it just is middle of the road. It's not overly emollient, but it also gives you long-lasting hydration and locks everything in underneath. And I was really surprised at how well this wears under makeup. Even with multiple layers of skincare and SPF, there's no rolling or pilling or anything like that. It just preps the skin really nicely. Getting into some richer textures, one I don't have in front of me but I love so much is the Youth to the People Polypeptide Future Cream. So that has a kind of buttery consistency. It's actually a little bit stiff, but then when you scoop it out, it melts on contact with the skin, and it is a little bit more emollient. It's probably the richest of their moisturizers other than their night mask, their Dream Night Mask, which I like as well, but I actually like the polypeptide one better. It also includes a balance of peptides, lots of different peptides to give you that anti-aging action, and I would totally purchase it again. I actually really miss it. I miss having it in my life. So it's a really good one. Another favorite in our household that we've emptied many, many times, we being me and Sean, I should have a section just called Sean Skincare. It's Honey Halo. He loves this stuff especially. So this is another rich cream. Per the name, it includes honey, which is nice. It's really healing, but it also includes ceramides, which I love. Ceramides will help keep your skin barrier really healthy. especially if you're using things like acids. This is a stiff formula, so you can scoop it out and it is like butter. It actually kind of looks like butter. You can see right there. But then it like melts down instantly. It's really, really creamy, a little bit emollient. And so it's really nice in the evenings because it feels like it's really staying on your skin and holding in moisture throughout the night. It is lightly scented. It has like an ever so slight honey scent, but it really doesn't bother me. The fragrance fades really quickly. So again, I think it's a really fantastic option. A nice thing about pharmacy jars too is that they have magnetic lids, and the metal spatula they give you will just stick onto the lid so you don't lose it. I think it's a nice design feature. And the queen bee of my moisturizers is my Soresu Concentrated Ginseng Renewing Cream. So this is like the crown in this line. It's beautiful. It's a rich moisturizer, but it's actually not too rich for daytime, even for me. It actually really surprised me. You do not need this if you're in your 20s, your teens. If you are stretching your budget to get it, don't do it. It's not necessary. This is more of an indulgence. But if you've got the budget to spare, this cream feels so elegant. It melts into the skin. It smells like ginseng. It really holds in moisture overnight. And again, I feel like my skin is always really radiant when I use this. Let's move into eye care. I have eye creams as well as targeted eye treatments for different purposes. If you have hereditary dark circles or deep set eyes, you can only do so much brightening, but a vitamin C eye cream or eye product can help with some brightening to an extent. I want to be realistic. One of my favorites for this is the Dr. Dennis Gross Firm and Bright Eye Treatment with vitamin C and lactic. So it looks like this. So this is an eye serum. It's not going to be as rich or as heavy as an eye cream, which I think actually makes it really great for daytime or for under makeup, or you can top it with a richer eye cream in the evening. But of course, Dr. Dennis Gross, like I mentioned, does really great acids. So there's the vitamin C option, but there's also a retinol version if you want more targeted retinol, anti-aging, aging gracefully around the eye area. A recent release I'm enjoying a lot is the Youth to the People Peptides Plus C Energy Eye Concentrate. So it's meant to brighten, smooth, and depuff. So you've got vitamin C as well as those peptides. It's called an eye serum, but I think it's more of like a lightweight cream. It is deeply hydrating, and I find it's more than enough for daytime in terms of moisture. I do like something richer at night, but it wasn't as serum-y or as lightweight as I thought it would be. It actually works really nicely as an eye cream on its own. And then my richer, more heavy-duty option is the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Eye Supercharged Gel Creme. So I think they recently reformulated this. It has a gel consistency. They call it a gel creme, but it's very rich. And I find that it actually almost works as an eye mask to coat the eye area. So it's right there. You can see it's actually pretty stiff, and it's almost like a balm. I find that it feels like a balm around the eye area. It really, really locks in moisture at night. So if you feel like you need a little bit more heavy-duty moisture, this is a really nice option. Getting into one of our most important categories, I have SPF. I'm very, very picky when it comes to sunscreen, but I do wear it every day, and I have what I think are the best SPFs at Sephora. One of my personal favorites, one that is a sellout every sale, is the Paula's Choice Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid Broad Spectrum SPF 50. So this has high SPF protection. It's a chemical SPF, so it won't leave any white cast. It has a very lightweight, hydrating texture. It sinks in really quickly. It looks like this. You can see it has that runniness. This wears beautifully under makeup. It doesn't pill. It's easy to reapply because it is such a lightweight formula, and it's hydrating without getting greasy or getting shiny throughout the day. It's just an all-rounder. It's like everything I want in an SPF, and it actually has the texture of a lot of my favorite Asian SPFs that you can't get here in the States. A similar favorite that's a little bit more lotiony in consistency is the Dr. Jart Everyday Sunscreen. SPF 50 as well. That's also chemical. There's no white cast. It's a little bit thicker in texture. It's still lightweight, but it's not as runny as this one. And that's a great option as well. I think both of these, you can't go wrong. Either one will give you high protection and an elegant finish. For a mineral option, you guys know I'm super picky about mineral SPFs. I just don't like a white cast. I don't like the chalkiness, but this one, this is my favorite one, and I actually really do love it. It's the Summer Fridays Shade Drops Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Mineral Milk. So this is runny, it's fluid, you do shake it up. You can hear it is runny, and this is such an elegant finish. Even though it's mineral, it does not feel chalky. It does not feel greasy or cakey or heavy throughout the day. It wears so beautifully under makeup. I won't ever say physical sunscreens are completely white cast free. That's just not the physics of how they work. But among the physical SPFs I've tried, this has the least amount of white cast. And on my skin tone, I really don't see much of one. I do think the very deepest of skin tones may see some white cast with this. I think that's unavoidable, unfortunately, with zinc. But it has less of a white cast than most mineral SPFs I've tried. For a waterproof option, and the ones I've mentioned previously are not waterproof, this is a great one. It's the Shiseido Urban Environment Vita Clear Invisible Protection Vitamin C Broad Spectrum SPF 42. It's water resistant up to 40 minutes. And this is a new release, and I love all Shiseido sunscreens. Their sunscreen technology is amazing. It's very advanced, and I did work with them on the launch of this in Sephora. It just came out a couple of months ago. So again, this is very fluid. You want to shake it up. And it's a clear gel. So it looks like this. It goes on completely clear, like a clear gel serum. And then you can feel it really set down. And that's what makes it water resistant. It has this like grippy finish to it. It looks really good under makeup, but it's also great for more active days if you're swimming, if you're out at the beach, and you need that water resistant protection. Speaking of reapplication, I am not the best at reapplying, especially over a full face of makeup. I'll be the first to admit that. But I finally found an SPF setting spray that is really elegant. It doesn't leave me greasy. It doesn't sting my eyes. It just kind of hits all the notes. So there's a newer brand in Sephora called Soleil Toujours. They have a lot of SPF products, but I think this is one of their best. So it's the Clean Conscious Set and Protect Micro Mist Broad Spectrum SPF 30, and it's water resistant up to 80 minutes. So you want to shake this up as well. This will give you a super even mist application. I hope you can see this. I don't know if you're going to be able to. But yeah, it's a really even mist. It comes out completely sheer and then it sets down. And it does contain alcohol. All sunscreen mists do usually, because that helps them dry down on the skin. And so you do feel that dry down, and it does set. And that's what gives it that water resistant protection. I think I'm definitely going to be picking up a few bottles of this because it's one of the few spray SPFs that I like, and it's going to make application really easy. I also find that after I apply this, once it sets down, if I need to powder over it, I can, just to get that extra setting. But it is very undetectable on the skin. It doesn't feel oily or heavy, and that's really important to me. So I'm really happy I found a setting mist with SPF that I love and enjoy using. For lip products, I have my lip balms that live in my purse, and then I have my lip masks that I wear at night. So one of my favorite lip balm formulas is the Summer Fridays lip balm formula. This is a new tinted shade called Cherry, but their original brown sugar shade, I think, or vanilla sugar, that one lives in my bag. I love this one as well. I also love all of the fresh lip balms. So I love the ones that come in the tubes that you can twist up. I love the ones in the pots. This is the peach scent. They all smell so good, and they do give me long-lasting moisture. And a forever favorite is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. This is actually a really cute little set that Sephora does carry. It has a full size of the berry lip sleeping mask, and then you get a deluxe size of their chocolate scent. My favorite scent is actually vanilla. in the Laneige sleeping mask, but I have used and loved all of them. A newer favorite to me that I just recently opened for Sean is the Lawless Lip Sleeping Mask in the birthday cake scent, I want to say. And that actually really surprised me. It felt pretty comparable to the Laneige sleeping mask. It wasn't quite as ooey gooey. It had more of a buttery texture, but I did use it overnight and I found it really moisturizing as well. So if you feel like mixing it up from the Laneige, that's a good option too. That is it for skincare. I'm going to get into all things hair now. So I have very long, thick, straight hair. It is color treated and I have an oily scalp. So that's my hair type, but I am gonna give you recommendations for all different hair types. So I just mentioned this in my March favorites, and I've been focusing a lot on my scalp and scalp care. This is the Fable & Mane Holy Roots hair oil. You use this on your scalp. You use a few drops of it or droppers of it on your scalp before you shower, and it really works almost like a first cleanser for your scalp or an oil cleanser for your scalp. I find that it really hydrates and soothes the scalp if I'm feeling itchy, and I also feel like it really lifts up any residual product that's in my hair. So I'm a big dry shampoo user. I use product and sprays in my hair, and if I have anything that's like building up on the scalp, I find that this really lifts it up, especially when I pair it with something like a scalp brush or a scalp comb. So it's been a huge, huge favorite. I find that I feel such a difference in how clean my hair feels and also how soothed my scalp feels after I use it. So you just shampoo and condition after using this like normal. Another long time scalp / cleansing product that I love is the Briogeo Scalp Revival Micro Exfoliating Shampoo. I've mentioned this, I think, in every Sephora shopping guide that I've ever done. So this is this like green. So this has this like pasty quality to it, and it's a scrub, but it's not super abrasive. The scrubby bits are not really big, so it gives you a gentle massage and a gentle scalp scrub without feeling too irritating or abrasive. And this also has coconut oil. It has some rich ingredients in it that moisturize and soothe the scalp at the same time. There's a bit of peppermint or menthol in it that gives you a really nice like tingle on the scalp. And then it also lathers up as a shampoo if you want to use it through your ends. So for me, this is something I use about once a week to get a really, really thorough cleanse through the scalp. I like to use it after I use the scalp oil actually. And I do like to take my time to really work this into my hair because I do have thick hair. I also love the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair line. Their shampoo is really nice, and I especially love their hair mask. So I like to pair those two together. A lot of times I'll go in with this and then go in with their hair mask. Another hair mask that I just recently opened and I instantly fell in love with is the Crown Affair Renewal Mask. First of all, this smells amazing. I actually realized this has yuzu extract in it. So it has this like bright citrusy smell, but it's not just citrus, it's really balanced and it smells clean and fresh and slightly floral. This really surprised me because it's not a super, super thick hair mask, but I find it to be super detangling and it makes my hair feel really slippy and soft and smooth when I use it. So I left it in my hair while I was, shaving my legs or whatever. It was probably in my hair for 5 minutes or so. I rinsed it out, and as soon as the water hit my hair, I could feel it almost like slide down my hair and leave, not a residue. It felt very clean, but my hair felt really smooth and soft and slippy and workable. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's a huge favorite for me. I'm definitely excited about this, and I definitely recommend it. One of my longtime favorite hair masks is the Amika Soul Food hair mask. If you need help with detangling, this is the mask for you because nothing detangles my hair quite like this. This is actually almost empty. I've emptied it like 10 times, and this is their jumbo size. It smells amazing, and I find that it really moisturizes my hair. It really smooths out my hair. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't weigh my hair down, and it also adds a lot of shine. So this is a great all-rounder. And I also know a lot of people with curly hair that like this as well. I think the moisture is so rich that it works for a lot of different hair types. All right, so we've washed our hair. It's all clean. I have to mention my Aquas flip towel. So if you've seen the original Aquas hair turban, It has a button, so you basically wrap your hair up, you twist it, you throw it back, and there's a button on the back of your neck. But this one works actually as a band, so you're able to twist your hair back and then slide it through the band here like this at the back of your neck. And I actually like this a lot better for my long hair because I find that I don't need to squeeze all of my hair into the net. This actually gives me more flexibility with long hair and with thicker hair. So this is my new favorite. I can't live without it. I use it every single time I wash my hair. And then I have the K18 hair mask. This is a product that does require some education. So this is a bond repair mask, meaning that if your hair is brittle, if it's prone to breakage, if it's chemically treated, any of that, this is a really good option for you. So basically when you use this, you do not use conditioner. You wash your hair, you shampoo, that's it. It feels terrible at first. And then you work this through your hair. You only need 1 to 2 pumps. Work it through section by section. You let it sit for a few minutes and somehow you comb out your hair and it feels like a new head of hair. It's the weirdest thing. I feel like it's a great reset for my hair if I'm feeling like my hair is really brittle from heat styling or color treating or whatever. And it works best if you use this only for 4 to 5 washes. So no conditioner, wash your hair with shampoo for 4 to 5 times, like each time you shampoo, and then go in with this. And it does soften the hair. It makes my hair feel really touchable. And I do feel like I've noticed less breakage while using this. So it's a game changer. It's very, very pricey, but you only need 1 to 2 pumps each time you wash your hair. If you can't give up the conditioner, I understand. There's another bond repair option for you. This is the Living Proof Triple Bond Complex. So this does a similar thing where it will strengthen your hair, it will fortify the hair. I feel like my hair looks smoother and softer and shinier, especially after I use this and blow dry my hair. I just feel like I get a smoother look overall without as much breakage. So again, you only need a little bit of this, 1 to 2 pumps every time. I have a new hair oil in my life. I stopped using hair oils for a while because I felt like they were getting a little bit heavy. This one is not heavy at all. It's the Virtue Healing Oil, and it has alpha keratin, protects, shines, and mends. So I don't know exactly what's in this, but it's a really lightweight hair oil. I also find the blue packaging really appealing and lovely. You do want to give it a good shake, and you only need a couple of drops of this, but I love how lightweight it is. I feel like I can't over apply it to my hair, especially when I'm working it through my ends, and it adds shine without adding heaviness and without weighing my hair down. My hair is already very heavy and thick, so when I add products, I need them to be weightless, and this adds shine and hydration without weighing my hair down. I told you I do love my dry shampoo, so my favorite of all time is the Living Proof Advanced Clean Dry Shampoo. Living Proof dry shampoos are all fantastic. This one is heavy duty. It will make your hair look clean and feel clean, especially if you have like greasiness or oiliness. I don't know how they do it, but this gets me through like 3 or 4 days, sometimes even 5 days if I'm really stretching it. And it really takes away that oiliness without adding too much buildup or making my scalp itchy or feeling like cakey in my hair. A recent discovery actually is the Olaplex dry shampoo. This is a newer release. This one is not as heavy duty as Living Proof, but it's also even more weightless. It doesn't last me beyond a day, but for the day that I'm using it, it instantly feels like my hair looks and feels clean, and it's extremely lightweight, like even more lightweight than the Living Proof. I do feel like I need to use it every single day if I do use this, whereas with the Living Proof, sometimes I only need to apply it every other day because it actually lasts, like the oil control. But I do think this is a really, really nice, more lightweight option if you're into that. I have 2 hair care tools that are longtime favorites. The first one is the Amika Blow Dry Brush. This has 3 settings, cool, low, and high. So it does get very hot, and I find that I'm able to get that bouncy blowout look without a lot of effort because I'm able to really create the bounce and the volume that I need with this brush, and I'm able to get a lot more control, especially when I work through my hair in sections. So I like to air dry my hair about 50% and then go in with this, and I find I just get really sleek, shiny, bouncy blowout looks with this. So I can't recommend it enough, especially for those of us who aren't so great with a round brush and a traditional hair dryer. My other favorite is my curling iron. This is the T3 convertible one. So this actually comes with 3 different sized barrels, and there's also a wand version. I like a clip, but there is a wand version, and you get a smaller barrel, medium sized, and a larger barrel, so you're able to get lots of different hairstyles with this. And they also come with 5 different heat options, and I just really like the versatility of this. The barrel I definitely use the most is 1.25 inches, but I do like having choices. For body care, I have a few different options. My favorite option for sensitive skin is the fragrance-free Necessaire body wash. It's nicely foaming, it gives you a good cleanse, but it's fragrance-free, so it is gentle. I also love the eucalyptus scent. A recent favorite in my life that I think is really exciting for a scented version or a more indulgent version of a body wash is Fleur's body wash. So they have come out with body washes, body products, and hand creams. Of course, this is the scent Missing Person. It's one of their most popular scents, and I just love how big this is. It also comes with a pump. I just don't have the pump in right now. I think Missing Person is like the perfect scent for a body wash because it's musky, it's inviting, it's warm, and it lingers on the skin but not too long. But if you want to enhance it, of course, you can add their perfume. Fleur also now does hand creams, which is also exciting. I think they only have one scent right now. I think it's Missing Person, but keep an eye out for those. It's a lightweight hand cream. It's not heavy. It sinks in really quickly. It's lightly scented, not overpowering, not too intense. It won't compete with your perfume, but it is kind of a fun little treat to have. If you need a heavy-duty hand cream, I think the Necessaire one can't be beat in terms of like real moisture and long-term moisture. It's fragrance free and it also contains peptides, so it's going to help with aging, signs of aging on the hands. It's rich, but it somehow sinks in really quickly. It doesn't leave a residue, so I can actually go right back to working on my computer and typing or being on my phone or driving my car without worrying about having greasiness or leaving residue around on things. I really hate that. But this one doesn't do that while still being rich and really moisturizing. Getting into body moisturizers, the most lightweight option for people who don't like a heavy body cream is the Necessaire Body Serum. I know a lot of people that even use this on their face because it's so well formulated. It's a lightweight, hydrating gel serum formula. So it looks like this. It's super hydrating, sinks in quickly, but it also gives you really nice hydration. So you can use it under moisturizer, or if you're a minimalist, you can also use it as your moisturizer. Or again, you could use it on your face. It's a really beautifully formulated product, and it is also huge. There are 5 ounces in this. If you want a lightweight lotion, I think the Necessaire body lotion is also amazing. It's a perfect Goldilocks formula, not too heavy, not too rich, not too sticky, sinks in quickly, but gives you serious moisture. If you need something richer, my go-to, especially in the winter, are the Josie Maran body butters. I'm using the whipped argan oil version. That's this one. And these are rich body butters, but they sink in quickly and they're not too firm. I hate when body butters require a lot of rubbing. You know what I mean? When it's like white on your legs and it leaves streaks until you rub it in and rub it in. I really, really hate that. These are rich body butters that deeply moisturize, but they don't take forever to rub in, and I'm able to get dressed relatively quickly after I use these. I love this one, and I also love their Pro Retinol version, and I love their calming version in their blue tub. Basically any of them, you can't go wrong. And I also love that these are unscented, so they're good for sensitive skin as well. Finally, we have to talk about body breakouts because we're all about to be wearing shorts and dresses and going to the beach and being in the pool, being out in the sun. wearing a lot of sunscreen, and that's a recipe for body breakouts. So Paula's Choice has body treatment products. These are lotions with actives in them, so chemical exfoliants. If you have back breakouts, for example, the 2% BHA is a really nice option because it helps you control the breakouts while also moisturizing the skin. It totally makes sense because, of course, body skin is skin, so you want to treat the breakouts like you would treat any other breakout on your face. So I think these are a great option to have. You don't need to use them all over. You can use them in the areas where you need them, as you need them. Just make sure you're using sunscreen after. I'm gonna close out with perfumes and candles. I have my year-round favorites here in terms of scents, as well as some seasonal favorites. I just mentioned these in my March favorites. These are Fleur's most recent scents. So Tangerine Boy is like a juicy, yummy tangerine scent, but there's also a freshness to it and a sort of green note. There is a moss heart note to this, and I feel like that balances out the tangerine. If you've loved Clementine California by Atelier Cologne, or any of the Atelier Cologne citruses, that juicy scent, you will love this. I feel like this is my replacement for that. And then Solar Power is more of like your sexy summer musk. It has bergamot, and it also has this amber note to it that makes it a little bit woody, wears close to the skin, but it also has this really sexy quality to it. I can't describe it. An amazing unisex scent. I think you can't go wrong with these, and they're both perfect for spring and summer. This is a scent that really surprised me because I am very, very picky when it comes to florals and especially rose scents. This is Maison Margiela's On a Date, and it's described as grapes and roses, memory and a fragrance. So let me just tell you the notes because it's actually very, very complex. And it doesn't even feel really like a rose perfume. So the top notes of this are black currant liquor, bergamot, and pink pepper. Middle notes are Esparta rose petal essence, geranium, and davana. And the base notes are patchouli, vetiver, moss, and musks. So this has this really grounding quality to it because of the patchouli and woody heart notes. But there's this like really playful, sparkling, effervescent quality to this. It almost feels like champagne on the top note. But then it wears into the skin and it feels very skin-like and earthier over time. It really surprised me. Based on the notes, I didn't think it would be for me, but I actually find it is one of the few florals that I love because it is so complex. Getting into my longtime favorites, I have to mention my Dead Cool fragrances. Dead Cool Milk is one of my go-to scents. It's a white floral, it's woody, but it's also musky. It wears close to the skin. It's a layering perfume, so you can add it to other scents to create something a little bit earthier or muskier. I also love Dead Cool Taunt. If you love vanilla scents, that's a bit creamier and warmer. For a true vanilla, I love Commodity Gold. There are 3 versions of this, like a lighter scent, this scent, and then their more intense scent. And I like that they have different options. Gold is one of those rare vanillas that's not overly gourmand or overly sweet. I actually find it to be a really well-balanced, slightly skin-like vanilla. It's not so desserty. It's more of like a floral vanilla. And another perfume I have to mention because it's at Sephora now is Glossier You. So Glossier is at Sephora now, as I'm sure you guys know, and it's the first time it's included in their Sephora Spring Savings event. So Glossier You is actually very similar to Dead Cool Taunt. They both have a woody base with white florals, and they're also very musky and they wear close to the skin. So if you like one of these, you'll like the other. They are a little bit different. I feel like maybe Milk is a little bit more white floral forward, whereas Glossier You is a little bit muskier in the opening, but they have a similar quality to them. Sorry, I keep moving you because the sun is moving. Here we are. The final date night perfume that I would add is Valentino Born in Roma Intense. This really surprised me because I don't know if I would have picked this up on my own. It was sent to me, but now I really love it. And there's a his and hers. So this is a creamy, warm vanilla, but it's balanced by jasmine. It has a beautiful, sexy, inviting warmth to it. And I feel like it settles into the skin in a creamy way over time. It's not too sweet. There's a bit of edginess to it. and it's balanced for sure by the florals. So it's not a gourmand. It's more of like a creamy floral, I would say, but it has that amber quality to it that I really like that helps it wear into the skin really nicely over time. And then finally, I'm gonna close out with some candles. I love all of my Boy Smells candles, but I especially love LES for spring and summer. It has this peachy note to it, but it's like a creamy peach. So the notes are blackcurrant, peach blossom, jasmine rice, cardamom, and white cedar. It's really balanced. It prevents it from being overly floral, and I feel like you do get that creamy note from the jasmine rice. So again, I think it's a perfect spring summer scent. I don't have my Nest candles up here right now, but I have to say I love my Nest candles. They have amazing throw, they have amazing burn time. If any of the scents appeal to you, I would say go for it, but I especially love their citrus scents for spring and summer. So I love grapefruit as well as Sicilian tangerine. I also love my Otherland candles, and the one that I would recommend for spring summer is the one I'm actually burning downstairs right now, and that is Otherland Cocoa Blossom. So that one has that coconut warmth, but there is this summery quality to it, and I feel like it really calls you to like beachy weather. It's a great warm weather burn. And the last candle I would recommend is the Maison Louis Marie No. 4. So that's their Bois de Balancourt candle. I actually discovered the perfume, which I also have in love, through the candle because I smelled this candle burning in a store once, and I asked them what it was, and it was this. It smells a lot like Le Labo Santal 33. It has that Santal woody quality. It's musky, it's sexy, and it's a very expensive sort of scent. So this is the kind of thing I would burn in like a living room if I were gonna have people over. It's warm and it's cozy, but it's also very elegant and sophisticated. So that is it for me. Those are all of my recommendations. Again, I will share part 1 with all of my makeup recommendations and swatches, application, all of that in the description box below. If there's anything that you're looking for or that I can help you with in terms of a particular kind of product, let me know in the comments. If you did find this helpful, I would love for you to subscribe, and I hope you shop thoughtfully and carefully and make good decisions and enjoy whatever you get. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!